Kazakhstan increases its export potential. People from 120 countries are acquainted with the republic's domestic goods. Agricultural products are greatly valued abroad. 12 million tons of grains were shipped overseas last year. One of the main buyers of wheat from domestic production is Iran, which uses help from its partners to avoid shortages. Kazakhstan will be able to provide from 500,000 to 1 million tons of agricultural products to the Islamic Republic in the future. Kazakhstan helps to make up the shortage of the grain production. We buy wheat from the country, whereby the quality is more than satisfactory. Fodder corn is another important product that we import from Kazakhstan. The demand for it is higher than the supply. In addition, Kazakhstan's soybean and other Kazakhstan-made products are beginning to become popular among Iranians, so we plan to increase the supply of these products. Iran is able to provide for itself, but the climate does not allow us to do this. So why should we take the risks if we have well-established collaborations with Kazakhstan? Currently, the collaboration between Iran and Kazakhstan in the agricultural industry is one of the most successful partnerships for the countries. Recently, the two countries signed several agreements for the import of Kazakh meat and wheat to Iran. According to economists, Iran needs about 12 million of grain for its local market. In return, the foreign colleagues are ready to share their experience of using modern technologies to increase yields. We are widely using the nano additives. The plant's resistance to weather conditions has improved due to the usage of the nanotechnologies. The yield is increased by 2 times. Less water is used for irrigation. There are protection and resistance to pests and diseases, and the amount of agricultural waste is reduced. It happens due to the size of the nanoparticles, which can penetrate the plant better. We can become good partners for Kazakhstan and help them to use the nanotechnologies in the field of agricultural industry. Grains from Kazakhstan are also popular in Georgia. Over the past 3 to 4 years, the supplies have increased by 20%. Georgian experts noted on the high quality of the grains. All of the supplies of grains from Kazakhstan are transported by railway through Russia and Azerbaijan. The grains from Russia are cheaper. However, Georgia is interested in the high quality of Kazakh wheat.
Практически можно сказать, что 100% рынка заняла российская пшеница.
Almost 100% of the market was occupied by Russian wheat. It is clear that this is not relevant for Georgia because each country needs to diversify. We need to have 2 or 3 real suppliers. Of course, Kazakhstan is number 1 for Georgia, given that our mills are adapted to this kind of wheat.
Грузии из-за того, что, как я вам уже сказала, наши мукомолы приспособлены к этой пшенице.
According to the Ministry of Agriculture, the average grain yield in Kazakhstan amounted to over 20 tons last year. In 2019, farmers plan to have more grain harvest. There are more than 2,000 enterprises in the country that have the right to export agricultural products. This year, over 20 million tons of grains will be collected in Kazakhstan. Harvesting has begun in many regions of the country. Agrarians of the Martuk district in the Aktobe region plan to increase the figures of last year. 70,000 hectares of land were allocated to harvest the grains.
Вот на наливе у нас были дожди.
It was raining during the season. We think that the harvest will be no worse than the medium. On average, we will get around 10 centners. We started to harvest the wheat. We will begin collecting the autumn harvest on August 15. We've prepared everything for this. Meanwhile, agrarians in Kostanay region are planning to harvest more than 5 million hectares of land. They are expecting to harvest 20 centners per hectare. This year, the farmers managed to grow good quality grains with the help of a resource-saving technology. The spike harvest has been fully formed. The resource-saving technology has come in handy in retaining water. Experts opined that according to the results of the current marketing year, Kazakhstan can export over 10 million tons of grains, of which there will be 5 million tons of wheat from the total export. An automated tracking system of production processes has been introduced at the Ekibastuz rail wheels manufacturing factory. Modern technology is unique. The company has completed commissioning works and started to launch the main production line. Currently, 120 solid rolled wheels of different diameters are manufactured per day in the factory. The factory's capacity will be increased up to 600 by the end of the year. The wheels for locomotives will also be manufactured. The wheels are intended mainly for the domestic market, and a small part will be exported to Russia. The export market will be expanded in the future.
Сейчас ведутся переговоры уже об экспорте колес. В этом году мы...
Negotiations are continued on export of wheels. This year we have to provide locomotives with wheels and semi-manufacturers of sprocket wheels. The factory capacity is estimated at 200,000 wheels per year. We expect to reach the full capacity in April next year.
Проектную мощность мы должны выйти в апреле следующего года.
Kazakhstan has a huge potential for the development of green energy. 74 renewable energy facilities are currently operating in the country. 7 facilities have been commissioned starting from this year. For instance, this year 3 large projects will be carried out in Almaty region. The total capacity of the projects will amount to 112 megawatts. 14 billion tenge of investments have been secured for its construction. In addition, the construction of a solar power plant with a capacity of 100 megawatts is being completed in the region. It will be operational in the end of August.
На этот год запланировано у нас ввод ветряной электростанции на 9 мегаватт.
This year, the wind power plant with a capacity of 9 megawatts will be commissioned in the Kyrgyzstan village. The commissioning works are being continued. Moreover, we have also planned to start a project on the construction of a wind power station with 3 megawatts capacity. It will be located in Kapshagay.
Ветряной электростанции на 3 мегаватта. Он будет реализован у нас в Капчагае.
Meanwhile, construction of a solar power station with a capacity of 50 megawatts has started in Kizilorda region. The Kazakh-British joint investment project is estimated at 23 billion tenge. Specialists pointed out that the plant can provide electricity to several districts of the region. The solar power station will be commissioned in December this year. Solar power stations in the district produce 808 kilowatts of energy per hour. The capacity of the constructing station is huge, 50 megawatts. For example, the entire district consumes 14 megawatts in summer and 9 megawatts in winter. The solar power plant is placed on 150 hectares of land. The infrastructure for the connection of a single energy system is created. The project is very promising. The Kazakh Ministry of Energy plans to complete 106 renewable energy projects until 2020. There will be 34 wind power stations, 41 small hydroelectric power stations, 28 solar power plants, and 3 biogas plants. There is a vivid progress in the restoration of forest ecosystem in Kazakhstan. Experts plan to increase the area of greeneries around the capital. Currently, the area is 15,000 hectares and the plan is to expand it twice by 2021. The design work of the greeneries is continued. Seedlings are added into the greeneries every year. More than 500,000 young trees of 36 types have been planted this spring. There are spruce, pine and birch trees as well as currants and cherries.
Шілде маусым айларында біз орман зиянкес жәндіктерден қорғасақ, ал ендігі қазіргі кезде
Usually we protect the forest from pests in June and July. We conduct firefighting works. 6 firefighter blocks work across the greeneries. 40 watchmen work round the clock. 6 water trucks are also set in case of emergency.
6 су таситын машиналар тәулік бойы жұмыс атқарады.
A special care is required for the seedlings. There was no rain in the summer. Therefore, workers had to work round the clock to water and care for the trees from dawn to dusk. I have been working in this industry for many years. We are truly happy when the planted trees grow tall. We have planted fir trees and maple trees. Trees that were planted 20 years ago have contributed greatly to the green environment. If the area of the greenery is increased to 15,000 hectares, therefore there will be 250 square meters of forest for each resident. Development of human capital is a new global trend. Education is a very important part of this development. This was voiced by EdTech expert Kwame Yamknane in his interview to Kazakh TV. He said that the 21st century has changed the very concept of education since new technologies are opening up new opportunities to make education accessible to the wider public. The expert also pointed out those developing countries should use the new technologies of EdTech, including online education, use of artificial intelligence in education process, long-distance learning and educational hubs. This approach allows not only staying up to date, but also saving time for teachers and students.
I mean, there were several...
What is happening is like you change the role of the teacher. Instead of asking you to do the code and write your code on a paper and give it to me and I have to correct it and then I'm going to give you a mark, okay? You're going to directly do it on the computer. So the computer is going to assess your code and give you the mark directly. What do you think? Finally, it's better for the teacher because you don't have to spend like hours on hours trying to correct copies or these kind of things. And maybe at the end, you're going to spend like more time with the students. So it's going to transform the way you are teaching.
EdTech gives access to education for all segments of the society. New technologies have made education affordable and speed up the process. Kwame Yamknane said that the application of these technologies is very important for developing economies. A television series about the famous Orbulak battle will be shown in Kazakhstan in autumn. The TV series tells about the battle in 1643, which is remembered in the history as the clearest example of heroism, courage and unity of people. 600 soldiers of the Kazakh Khanate, led by Jangir Khan, held off the attack by 50,000 Jungars for several days until the Samarkand army, led by Jalantos Batir, came to their aid. Actor Bawirjan Kaptagay starred in the film.
Міндетті түрде соғыс болған жерде саясаткерлер де болады.
In addition to the military, at that time, both poets and Jirao took part in the battle. They sang about heroism and courage of the warriors. Their words lifted the spirit of the soldiers.
Рухын көтеру үшін, соғысқа дайындау үшін, сөзбен де, іспен де, қимылмен де.
The soldiers quickly built a defensive trap in a narrow gorge of Orbulak. The Jungars were defeated by losing more than 10,000 soldiers and they were forced to retreat. Actor Kwanish Kudaibergen says that it is a great honor to star in such a historical series.
Бір ерекшелігі махаббат линиясында. Бұл фильм менің образымда өте.
This historical film also tells about great love. I star as a Batir who falls in love with the sister of Sultan Jangir. Patriotism and love win everything.
Махаббат арқылы осы фильм байланысталып жатыр.
The TV series consists of 8 episodes. The TV producers are sure that the audience will find the film very interesting. Kazakhstan's film industry is reaching a new level. Filming of TV series about pilots has been started in the country for the first time. A large number of military technologies are involved in the filming process. Previously, there haven't been such a diverse number of combat vehicles in local TV series. The 4th generation fighter aircraft Su-30SM has never been filmed in foreign movies. A love story has also become part of the film's script. The episodes are filmed based on true stories.
Каждая серия – это не просто романтическая история.
Each episode is not only a romantic story, but there are also emergency cases and situations related to airplanes and helicopters. Everything that happens in life is shown in the film. Hawks of the Steppe film can be interesting, not only for the female audience. I think any man who dreamed of becoming a pilot can enjoy this film.
Смотря этот проект, будет наслаждаться.
Приготовились. Приготовились, давайте, тишина. 3, 2, 1, начали.
10, 20, 2, 2.
A team of writers is working on an episode which shows the main characters heading to the mountains in search of lost tourists. The filming takes place at a real military airfield. Young actress Fariza Yeskirmes stars as the only female pilot at the air base. The actress said that this acting experience is very interesting for her. We haven't had this experience in life. We haven't flown with combat planes and helicopters. The character I play is Medina. She is the only female pilot among men. She lives in a caserne just like others and performs tasks which are assigned by the commander. Sometimes she performs better than other men. The 12-episode TV series is filmed with the support of Kazakh Ministry of Defense and commissioned by Khabar Agency. The premiere of The Hawks of the Steppe will be premiered this fall on TV. Uzbekistan and Germany have discussed topics regarding the development of transport infrastructure. The parties have talked about prospects of bilateral cooperation in railway and air communications. Having considered significant growth of tourist numbers, prospects on opening additional new flight routes have been discussed as well. New Silk Road tours will be created between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. The countries will create a tourist cluster which will link Turkestan, Samarkand and Bukhara in one direction. Representatives of the two countries have discussed the decision on roadshow, Kazakhstan-Uzbekistan, the Great Steppe, traditional hospitality. Experts said that such meetings will contribute to the increase of tourist traffic between the countries and establishment of new contacts for exchange of experience. The Association of Gastronomic Tourism has been created in Uzbekistan. The goal of the association is to conduct various events in gastronomic tourism, including exhibitions, festivals, forums, seminars, contests, and other events dedicated to gastronomic history of Uzbek cuisine. As part of the association, the Museum of National Gastronomy will be created to showcase Uzbek cuisine and its history to tourists. The anthology of young Kyrgyz poets' book has been published in Azerbaijani language. It includes works of 35 authors. The book was compiled by poets such as coordinator of the Union of Young Turkic Writers of the World for Kyrgyzstan, Altinbek Ismailov, Bekbolot Saribayev, and Halicha Jakipova. Representatives of Kyrgyzstan and Azerbaijan said that such projects contribute to the development of literature and creative interaction of nations. Komuz is an ancient three-string musical instrument of the Kyrgyz people. It is made from apricot, juniper, and sometimes walnut and mahogany. Folklore ensembles can be played on Komuz as well as soloist Komuz player. The musician said that it should be treated with particular respect. In honor of the ancient instrument in Kyrgyzstan, a decree was signed on the celebration of the Day of Komuz. It will be celebrated on September 9th.
Komuz
is a historical heritage that is passed down from generation to generation. From ancient times, this instrument reflected the bright events of our nomadic people. Currently, I spend a lot of time on playing the Komuz. I think about how to further develop my creativity. It is true that everything depends on diligence. Only hard work will turn simple Komuz player to master. I've performed on world stages many times, and every time I feel pride when the audience admires the sound of the Komuz. Komuz occupies a special place in the traditional culture of the Kyrgyz people. Melodies of the Komuz pass on from generation to generation, having survived to the present day. They laid philosophical thoughts, lifestyle, and cultural order of the people. The idea to celebrate Komuz Day garnered wide support among the creative intellectuals of Kyrgyzstan. Of course, it is right. I think that we should have supported and introduced the law before. Why? Because the culture is the unifying factor of all people. When I heard about this, I didn't know what to say. We were so happy and excited. I think it will be a great chance for people to learn and develop the Komuz skill. As a Komuz player, I'm happy. The first descriptions of Komuz can be found in the writings of Chinese historian Sima Qian. Komuz is also mentioned in the Oghuz epic Kitabi Dede Korkut. Many instruments of the Turkic peoples are related to the instrument, including the Kazakh dombra. Kyrgyzstan is currently preparing an exciting program for the new holiday. Festivals with foreign visitors are also planned.